and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is the founder of the Soulfluence, coach and speaker in soulful leadership. No other than Miss Grace Najean.
Hi, Danielle.
Welcome to Book 101, Miss Grace. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Sure. First of all, I'm so honored to be here with all that book lovers and listening to you. The this is my like a calling. I said. Um, I think I really need to write a book now because this is my big project. The Soul Fluence is my brand name. The Soul Fluence, influenced by soul or leading by soul. So I was born in Korea, as I mentioned just before, our quick chat. And then I went to France and I lived in France for 19 years. And I'm now in Perth, in Australia for 17 years. I've been in personal development area for over decades, 13 years exactly. And then I've been a coach, so for instance, Tony Robbins coach for 8 years. And I got my own brand. Now I'm doing public speaking and creator of the Soul Fluence.
How do you define the soul fluence and what the core elements distinguish it from traditional concept of influence or leadership?
Mhm. Yeah, so the soul for me is not a religious connotation. It's really about true yourself. That's what I call your soul. Because we are in a society of conditioning and programming and all the judgment and expectation. So somehow I think there are lots of people disconnected who they are and who truly their voice are. My clients are all top leaders, yeah, corporate leaders, entrepreneurs, and then liberal professions like doctors, lawyers, and all that. But somehow, the first question they ask me is like, Grace, I want to be more happy. I want to be happier. So if I ask them, yeah, okay, then what makes you happy? Then most of the time it's a big silence. They don't really know what makes them really happy because they've been leader for so long and they're serving, taking care of others, like a company, team, KPI, family, and then all that.
Yes.
So I think they lost themselves somehow. So it's really soul fluence is about bringing back to yourself and connecting with yourself who you are and living with your own voice. That's the soul fluence.
Well, interesting, Miss Grace. Thank you so much for sharing your soulfluence to the world, hoping for more and more empowering people to come through your soulfluence. And the soul component, what does integrated the soul into influence specifically entail? It is about authenticity, purpose, values, or something deeper.
I think that's all together. You spot on, Daniel. I think it's nowadays it's a really the buzzword. By the way, yesterday I had a coffee catch up with another colleague, and we had the same thing. People all talk about authentic leadership, but if you don't know who you are, how can you be authentic, right?
Yes.
Um, so I think it all starts from self awareness, truly self awareness, who you are, and be proud of yourself, being own yourself, and listen to your own voices. Yeah, but to do that, I think we need to be aligned ourselves. It means biologically, neuroscientifically, and consciously and spiritually. Yeah. So for me, the connecting with the soul is a really, that's what I have been doing since last, 13 years. Really, taking care of my body. When I say body, it's not only about body energy, fitness, and then looking good. It's not about that. It's really energy centers in your body, aligning that energy centers, and really being mastering. Some people call it intelligence, emotional intelligence, or it can be like a mindset. Yeah, so it's all about your thoughts, how we can master your thoughts, and then your, because your thoughts comes from your past experiences, right? So it's a so strongly anchored in your brain, how you can master them. And finally, when you align with that two elements, and then you can really tap into that consciousness, what we call quantum field, quantum energy nowadays, yeah, frequency, whatever you want to call. So for me, there are the three elements. That's what my biggest learning and enlightenment last year, because I was thinking, what made me who I am today with this joy and happiness in my life. And I think that's that all three things, really contributed to my state being right now. It's not only one, because some people are very very spiritual but still not healthy, or their mindset is not right. Some people very like a kundalini activations, they have their body alignment, but somehow they are disconnected with their mind or spiritual, right? So I think for me, most important thing is really that alignment of your vessel, your compass, and your light all together.
Very well said again, Miss Grace. Very well said. Thus, self-fluence primarily transform the individual wielding it, that impact they have on others, or both equally.
Yes, absolutely. I consider it as a self leadership. People call me a leadership coach, but I'm in self leadership. So, for instance, when you're a child, yeah, you can't have a baby. Yeah, you're not ready to grow or to have a baby, right? I think in leadership it's the same thing. So if you are not leader for yourself, how can you lead others, right? Even if you pretend, you can't. For me, self leadership is the first step to become a leader. And from that space, you can lead others and impact and influence with your vision and your purpose.
How is self-fluence fundamentally different from charisma, persuasion tactics, or positional power?
I would say it's your feeling, it's a peace of mind and happiness and contentment. Because we always do. For me, it's the same. I was in corporate world for over 10 years, and then I studied, and then worked in corporate world. I did my own business, all that. But and as I mentioned, I was a professional pianist. I didn't tell you, but I was a professional pianist for 15 years in Korea. So from Korea to Europe, corporate leader, and then a coach, like a worldwide well-known Tony Robbins, coach. And but I had a feeling always like something was missing, or I have to do more. I have to have more. I have to achieve more. Always there was something more and more. That feeling of a chase something was always inside of me. Yeah. So maybe now, or before, I would do exactly the same path of my life. I wouldn't change anything. But what was missing in my life was that missing puzzle was myself. Was I living my own life through my own voice? So once you have that your own voice and your true self, I think that's where your fulfillment comes from, and a sense of peace, sense of that how can say alignment and inflow, I would say.
Indeed. So, what are the key practices or disciplines someone must cultivate to develop and embody soul fluence in their daily life and work?
Mhm. Yeah, sure. Uh, so I think it depends on where you are in personal development. There are, several different level of personal development progress, right? It depends on where you are really beginner. You had never done meditation. You get like me 20 years ago, in corporate world. For me, the yoga was like, after retirement or meditation was after death, yeah. So
Yes.
boring, I don't have a time, who does that, and if you're really beginner, there are simple things you can start with is, um little counting down exercises. So because meditation have a connotation of all spiritual, kind of things, but it's not. It's really scientifically, you can disconnect with your brain, yeah. So that's the main goal really, for me. And a breath does that too. So you can count down six, breathe in, inhale, six, breathe out, exhale. So that's six times, breathe in, six times breathe out. Simply that 2 minutes per day, that will change already a lot of your, emotion. And if you can do up to 5 minutes, it will start to regulate itself, your brain and a heart coherence. Yeah. So that's simple thing. Someone who doesn't like counting, the breathing or meditation, anything like that, um, especially my corporate clients, I tell them to count down 50 to 1. So you close your eyes and you visualize your numbers like a 50, 49, 48. But you can say out loud or in your mind, you need to, call it the numbers, right? 50, 49, 48. So visualize and call and as a sound at the same time, and to the one. Believe or not, this is a very challenging for the people never done meditation. Some of my clients call me and they say, Grace, I can't do it 50 to 1. I always, skip away somewhere, between 30 and 40, or, I can't get down to 20. Because they're high achiever, they'll tell me, hey, so I started from 20, so I can make it happen, right? So 20 to 1. And they said, even 20 to 1, they couldn't do it, so they started 10 to 1. Yeah, so they could make it happen. So 10 to 1, 20 to 1, increase 30 to 1, 40 to 1, 50 to 1, and you can go to the 100, right? But you need to start somewhere. There's simple exercise just at morning when you wake up, sit down and count down simply, or do the breathing exercises. Yeah.
Indeed, a great exercise for our relaxation, right, Miss Grace? How do you navigate being authentically soul led while still being effective in complex, often politically charged environments like corporations?
Mm, that's a really great question, Danielle. I think it's the opposite of people thinks, if you are soulful, leader or soul led, people, you are too soft, or you are too, go with the flow type of. In fact, when you are aligned with your vision, you have that passion for your vision, that soulful vision, and then that guideline. And you can even wake up during the night because you are so excited about that vision. Yeah, your life purpose. Yeah. Once you find that life purpose, you live for that life purpose and a vision. Therefore, everything what you do excite you. Everything what you do, just to go in flow. So in fact, I do a lots of meditation. I do 1 hour and 1 hour and a half meditation every day minimum. Um, After the meditation, you are even more efficient and more productive, because your brain is so quiet. Yeah, it's like a water. When your water is troubled, you can't see anything. But when your water is clear, you can see the things. And effortlessly, you can make decisions easily aligned with your vision and purpose. Most of time people struggle, it's not making decision is important, difficult. It's because you don't have clarity. From the space of unclarity, you can make a decision because this looks like good, it is look good, that look good, that look good, right? That's where the confusion comes from, and that overwhelming feeling. But if you are clear where you're heading to, making decision is easy.
Indeed, totally agree with you, Miss Grace. As a founder of the Soulful Ones, coach and speaker in soulful leadership, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Yes, so short-term goal is writing a book. So
Yes,
I would love to come back, Daniel, here with my soul
please,
fluence book. Yes,
please do come
definitely.
back.
Yes, yes. The Sophlian's book, this is my short term. And second is the next year I would like to have like a 50% of time keynote speaking and a 50% of time coaching still. Yeah. So that's my still passion, having that personal and people's transformation. So I will always coach, but I would like to go to one to many stage and doing more public speaking. So that's my middle term and long term goal.
Good luck to your goals, Miss Grace, and looking forward for more and more and more success. And
Thank
what
you so
would
much.
be and what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be a coach like you, to want to be a speaker as well as a soulful leader?
Mm. I think you need to find out your why first. Yeah. So,
Yes.
of course, there are so many people who want to help you want, but you want to know really why do you want to do that and who do you want to help? Yeah. Because seriously, that's what I was 13 years ago. I felt like, oh, now I studied coach. I'm a coach. I can coach everyone and but anyone. That's where I felt. I think you have your gift in this world. I think you need to find out your gift.
Find your gift, people, so that you will be like Miss Grace,
Thank you.
coaching people, empowering people as well. And can you recommend a book that influenced your journey, Miss Grace?
Yes, there are two books here. So one is in Korean, but saying that this is about Buddhism. So it explains the story and then history of Buddha and his teachings at the same time. I think I recommend any book from Buddhism is really simple, and that's such a truth in his word. Very simple but powerful. Yeah. So I would suggest any teachings or learnings from Buddha can be really good. Another book which influenced me so much since last 3 4 years is the book from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So the Becoming Supernatural. Amazing book and amazing practice. So I do his meditation since 2nd of August 2021. I haven't missed maybe 4 or 5 times, since last 4 years. And then I think indeed you can become supernatural and soulful leader.
Thank you for your recommendations, Miss Grace, and hoping that you will write your own book and come
Thank you.
back on Book 101 review.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. What do you see as a long term personal and societal cost if we don't shift towards a soul led forms of influence and leadership?
For you personally, I think impact gonna be you will leave this world without knowing who you are and
Yes.
why you lived here in this life. Yeah. So maybe you have to start again next life. Right?
Yes,
Earlier you do, better it is. So you don't
true.
need to repeat the same thing, right? So that's one. for the world. What a shame, because you have so much gift to give. Yeah, you can impact the world. You can change people's life. You can impact people's life. You can contribute in this beautiful world. And what a waste! What a waste!
Yes. By the way, so life is too short, people, and live to the fullest. Miss Grace, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and of course my book 101 review in fifth season, comedy 101 in second season, and food 101 in each fifth season too, geography 101 in fourth season, law 101 and mental health 101 is my baby podcast. Love letters in its third season, and movie 101 review and music 101 in each fourth season. Science 101 and sex 101 in its first season. So please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. Miss Grace, if someone listening feels a pull towards this concept but doesn't know where to start, what is one concrete actionable step they can take away to begin cultivating their own soulfluence?
Yes, absolutely. You can find all the information through my website, which you showed. Yeah, www.gracenajin.com. And I run a beautiful retreat, a 7-day retreat in Lombok, Indonesia. That's just near Bali. So you can find the retreat page as well. So it's for leaders. Only 20 people gather together, and then really making that 7 days transformation altogether. And after that, I suggest also 1 year program 777, which is a 7 days retreat and 7 weeks of group coaching, so that 20 people stays together and hold the space and energy to make that transformation going. Because when you come back from retreat or event, you are pumped up for a few days, but after a few days you go back to your own self or your past life, right? So that was the purpose of 7 weeks, really keeping accountable for that transformation. And after that 7 month, I do the coaching for individually apply that transformation into your daily life. So here you go.
Miss Grace Najean, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And thank you for empowering and coaching people out there to be the best of their lives. So, Miss Grace, can you please invite our listeners to support your business itself?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Um,
Yes, where they gonna go, Miss Grace, to contact you?
yes, the call, so on my website, always.
Yes. So, do you have something to plug in about your activities, about seminar or whatever activities that you're
Oh,
doing?
yes. Yes, yes. So I will have a masterclass, online masterclass with my cohort, the transformation, vocal transformation coach. So we have online masterclass going on 18, 19, 20 July.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Grace Najin because if you support her, more and more and more empowering coaching to come. So, Miss Grace, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More come, people. See you soon.